There's a lot going on in this town that's supposed to be hard as nails, full of thugs and murderers.
Well, you know, since Billy took over,
Cleaned it up a little bit, right?
Billy has transferred the funds to go into more philanthropy type work, to where he wanted to build up his city, man. He's like, we need the best and brightest in Southtown in order for us to succeed. We can't have these bums like Terry just taking over, man. Who knows? One of these guys show up again. We need actual educated people who also know how to fight.
What's up, Goons? We're back with another character preview for Garo, City of the Wolves. I gotta call it Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, but I've been calling it Garo Fury. Yeah. I've been calling it that in my head for like the entirety of the last couple of months. But
in your head, you still say Garo?
I still say Garo because I keep thinking of Garo, Mark of the Wolves, and I'm like, why don't we call it Garo? I mean, like, I get it. Fatal Fury is more recognizable in America, but I'm just
in my brain, it's definitely solidified that Mark of the Wolves is Garo.
Mark of the Wolves.
Even though I know that has way more meaning for all the other games. Like, that's literally the title of the other games in Japan. But for my simple American brain, Garo has prevailed to mean Mark of the Wolves. So there was one thing you mentioned, right? And this is like, we're recording this maybe like a day after the trailer was revealed. Yeah. Right? Because we just couldn't find time to record.
It dropped in the middle of us being busy, yeah.
And man, is it hard to stay away from spoilers.
Dude.
Like, it's not brand new to us, but outside of watching the actual video, I haven't personally seen it. I've just seen some of the stuff that people are talking about. This kind of landed on the weekend, which, you know, it's up in the air for us having families and being married, having kids and stuff like that.
Exactly. Very much so.
It's very prime family time for us here at the Goons.
You imagine telling like the wife, like, hey, I have to go record this reaction to a character trailer. Hold that thought for about 30-45 minutes.
Business first, man. Yeah. I just literally just texted my wife. I was like, hey, give me 20 minutes. I'm gonna knock out this video real quick. Has not texted me back, so dude, we gotta make this worth it.
There.
All right.
I like that bass as it comes, like boom.
I do. I love it too. Oh, we have a space shuttle.
Space shuttle, man. She's a genius, man. I guess it makes sense, right? That she would be in like in NASA.
She's on a field trip, dude. She actually works there.
Yo, she driving the school bus?
She probably fundraised the entire trip.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask you about this stuff, man, because you had a lot of experience with Preecha obviously in our first attend on the other video.
Yeah, there were some things that I was very, what? Whoa, you can do that? I mean, I guess that makes sense. I never thought to do that. Wow. All right. So, first impression I want to say is that great trailer. Saw some things that I hadn't thought to maybe try out myself when we had a chance to play her, and I'm very excited to see more from, and given more. And now I want to like go in the lab with this girl, basically, right? And my lab brain definitely started like clicking, where it was like, hey, you need to get in the lab right now and try some of that stuff out.
One of the first things I want to address is, so we have a new stage.
Yes.
Check. New BGM. Check. Okay. This stage, at least at first glance, we're taking a look at it right now, doesn't seem to have a bunch of cameos in it. Doesn't seem to have a lot of hidden meanings behind stuff. Now, I don't know. Let's take another look at it as it's going on. But I don't know. That could be a reference to a Sony game. I forget what it's called. There's another Astrobot. I don't know.
Yo, straight
up. I doubt it.
I mean, so this is one of those things where like there could be some super deep cuts that we're getting here that we're just not seeing because we don't have like Gibby's wealth of IP knowledge here.
What if it's a Fatal Fury motion picture reference where it's got like Mars in the back or something?
There's a lot of tornadoes in this game, by the way. I just noticed that. Like a lot of these hidden gears are tornadoes.
And there may be more.
There may be more. Actually, so that's the first thing I noticed about this. You said there were no cameos in this, and there was one thing that I was kind of like, if they're going to break my heart, they're probably going to do it here. And I was thinking, like, what if Joe is just a background character, like cheering on Preecha?
Joe's driving the school bus, bro.
Exactly, right? What if he's
just the bus driver to this field trip?
But luckily, there's no sight of him yet. He is still in play. He's still on the clock. So I'm excited for future reveals. But yeah, not a ton familiar going on with this background. But I do enjoy this background stage. It fits her personality perfectly, in my opinion, because she's supposed to be that super genius scientist that is attempting to understand the mysteries of Chi martial arts.
Oh yeah, the official breakdown of what she's got going on in this game, right?
Yeah. So like all this fits, and it's another super bright stage too. So we're definitely getting a lot of highlight stages in City of the Wolves. Not a lot of indoor creepy lighting, dark lit rooms in this game.
Well, this one might be the go-to in tournament stage. Like, just looking at it straight up, this might be the one where it's like, okay, we all agree that this is a playable stage.
This has the least amount of input.
Tournament legal.
That's possible, and it's also got a very not busy background, right? Like, there's not a lot of lasers and differing lights and colors happening back there, so not as distracting.
A pretty static.
Very white, static white color, yeah.
Very sterilized, very minimalistic.
The other thing about this, and it fits her personality and it fits her character, but in terms of like what we were kind of getting from Fatal Fury, this is supposed to all be taking place in Southtown. I did not know that Southtown had an aeronautics research facility. Like, there's a lot going on in this town that's supposed to be hard as nails, full of thugs and murderers.
Well, since Billy took over,
cleaned it up a little bit, right?
Billy has transferred the funds to go into more philanthropy type work, to where he wanted to build up his city, man. He's like, we need the best and brightest in Southtown in order for us to succeed. We can't have these bums like Terry just taking over, man. Who knows? One of these guys show up again. We need actual educated people who also know how to fight.
Billy's just like, dude, the investors are not happy with these street fights happening all over the Southtown. We've got to make the city look better. Like, you think he actually approached Geese Howard at a certain point? Was like, hey boss, I really think we should think about reinvesting into the community. And Geese was like, nah, let's keep selling drugs to the community.
Dude, Geese was like, this is a private business, sir. We do whatever we want to do. And then Billy was like, okay, we're gonna exchange this business on the stock market now. We got investors. We got to make them happy. And they're not happy about all the crime that's surrounding our business. So,
hey man, what better way to clean it up and then just install a space station in the middle of Southtown?
Dude, it just made me think of all the sus food vendors,
bro.
All over. What if he owns that entire business? What if he owns all the food vendors? That's actually our business. That's how we launder money.
But yeah, we play a lot of Market of Wolves, right? And it's just they don't really get too out there with the stage designs. Everything's kind of localized to what you would assume a place in Southtown would look like. Probably the weirdest places are the boss stages, right? Like Grant's and Kynes. And Kynes is just that dude's rich. Of course, his front yard looks like that. I don't know where Grant's stage would be hitting at.
I'm assuming we're getting him at some point. Also, by the way, he is my prediction for Gamescom.
Yes.
Which, if you saw my tweet, the dates we figured out pretty early, right? About the second showing was Terry, and we're kind of onto it already, where it was okay, 3 days later, kind of weird. We suspect a rapid succession of trailers.
Yeah.
And then we got the exact same timing with the third trailer. So it's been extremely consistent. I doubt it's going to be any different. And it turns out that opening night at Gamescom is going to be the third day after this trailer was revealed. So,
man, you are on it, bro. Holy crap.
So, I would assume for sure. I mean, we can all assume. I think everybody was already assuming that there was going to be an announcement at Gamescom. Again, my prediction was Kine, because it just makes sense.
Germany.
Yeah, Germany and all that. The Descent and all that. So yeah, I'm just going with that. But I don't think there's even up for debate that there's going to be something happening at Gamescom.
Well, so it is interesting. When they first started doing this, by the third week, we had anticipated they're probably building up to something here, because you only initiate and execute a plan like this where at the end of its cycle, you get hit with the big explosion, right? either it's a surprise or it's a super beefy, meaty trailer. I still think it's a character trailer. I still think it's Mai. There's a reason why within 3 days of this trailer, there will be another one at Gamescom on opening night live, which I'm probably gonna react stream to, honestly, even though it's like at 10 in the morning.
That's on Tuesday, right?
It's on Tuesday morning, yeah.
Hey, buddy, I got the day off.
Well, let's go. All right.
Day off.
Sick. But getting back to the trailer, you know, like you were asking me what I thought about this character. We've already established she's mad expensive to utilize, but something that I did note after watching some of the videos, not only ours, but some of the older videos, is that the difference between rev excelling and just using rev, there is none. It's always about 20% of your rev meter outside of SPG, whether you're doing just raw rev or rev art or rev excelling. So in a way, she is still kind of like a meter hog, because I think that she can't really get anything started without at least 1 or 2 rev excels.
So one of the things I noticed that's different from her is like, I don't think she necessarily will be using rev excel to mount any type of offense like on block. She already has really good strings on block to mix you and open you up, and also really good plus frames too.
Yes.
To bait counter hits, and counter hits in these games are crazy. This game is like, it gives you forever to confirm.
They want you to make that combo. Like, you should be, if you're mashing that button, you're about to get 2 hits.
So to me, she just seems like it makes sense that it's all stacked towards the actual combo. Whereas like I could say, for example, Marco is pretty damn efficient with his rev meter. You know, like he doesn't really need it in combos. Like, you use it a few times and you go into super quick combo and then you're done.
Yeah.
It's like, however, his ability to mix you up becomes even greater when you start to utilize it on block and like try to open up your opponents. So I could see how a lot of meter burning goes that way for him. And then to put it in contrast with who we saw last week, a few days ago with T-Sock. T-Sock seems to better utilize it outside of potential guard cancels. You're probably gonna be wanting to save meter to do her hitting gear, right?
Yeah.
Just to get rid of the overheating on your rev meter.
I noticed that fairly early into our set, where I was like, damn, I'm basically overheating after just one string. I kind of feel like the best case scenario for her, and this is what I'm thinking at the time, is like her best case scenario is being an SPG, getting a super fat combo off, and then ending it with hidden gear, and then continuing the pressure with really good buttons, both inside and outside. I think she's going to be a really solid character because of that. But again, like, when you don't have one of those elements available, it's not that she's bad, in my opinion. I think she's far from that, from my experience. But at the same time, I'm like, man, you can really feel the difference there. Man, I didn't kill him with this combo, and now if I get a hit again, I'm probably not going to be as scary on offense. So I got to probably play this a little more patiently. Maybe zone a little bit. Use that great far D. Use that good down C. And if I get close enough and I've got frame advantage, frame trap with the close D into down C.
Again, a welcome addition to the game so far. All the time we've been able to spend playing against her, learning her, and seeing other people approach this character. I think she's a very good addition to the series. I also want to quickly comment on the background music, because like it also suits her very much.
Yeah.
As how she plays, her background and all that, which is funny to contrast that with the panel that you guys hosted, where she at some times went very dark.
That Dr. Preecha character, I still think there's some life, especially after seeing this stage. I'm like, yeah, there's definitely life in that idea.
I'm sure they'll sell that design to the Pokemon folks.
There you
go. We need a professor in the Pokemon world, so something a little more edgy. I just think it's interesting that Southtown has really invested in their Parks and Recs department of, you know, having this museum here, and then having the zoo and the amusement park. It's like, man, dude, they've really progressed. Like, good stuff to Billy, dude.
Fury. City of the World.